There is a lot of crazy stuff happening in crypto right now, and I've made a ton of videos today, so I apologize for that. But we have to talk about this because, as you can see here, USDC is down at 98 cents according to CoinGecko. A lot of cryptos are up, like for example on Binance, Bitcoin is showing 20,700. Here it's showing 20,500. I want to talk about what's happening. We got word from Elon Musk, talk about possibly buying out Silicon Valley Bank. We have a lot of questions over whether USDC is actually going to be able to cover some of the losses and some of the withdrawals that are happening right now. I want to talk about a lot of that. And like I said, I posted a lot of videos today. If you haven't seen those videos, I would highly suggest watching them because this is probably the most jam-packed 2 or 3 days that we've had in months, maybe 6 months, maybe since FTX collapsed, but maybe I think it's actually more influential to the entire market than that. We're seeing $100 billion banks fall down, all the way down. Like Silvergate had $200 billion worth of deposits, but even market caps of a couple $100 billion are getting cut by 5 or 10% in a day. So let's talk about all that. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button underneath the video, this is like my 5th video today or something like that. So if you want to follow someone that is going to post no matter what time it is, if there's important information, hit the subscribe button underneath the video. Comment if you like this kind of stuff. If you want to support the channel, there is a link to the Patreon. I did tell everyone in the Patreon that if you have any USDC, I would switch it out. I'd switch it out for USDT, or better yet, I would even put it in cash and pull it to your bank account because this is not a time to be messing around with USDC. So check out that Patreon underneath the video. Now, like I said, USDC here showing about 97 and a half cents. On CoinGecko, you can see it actually fell down a little bit more than it is right now. So it says it's 98.2 cents. In the last 24 hours, it fell down to, they say, 97.9 cents. So what's happening exactly? Well, first of all, Circle had a undisclosed amount of cash at Silicon Valley Bank. If you don't know what's happening with Silicon Valley Bank, watch some of my last videos. But basically, they have money at Citizens Trust Bank, Customers Bank, New York Mellon, New York Community Bank, a division of Flagstar Bank, Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and Silvergate Bank. So Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and Silvergate are all having issues right now. And now people are withdrawing their money. $750 million in USDC redeemed over the last 2 hours, and that's as of about 4 hours ago. Will Clemente says he has no idea what the extent of the exposure at Silvergate is, but it looks like some people aren't willing to wait to find out. And I was the same way, right? I said in a video earlier that if I had any exposure to USDC, I'd sell it out. There's no point in holding it. Now, I don't know if we're going to continue to depeg, right? I don't know how much of their cash is there. We did have this post here that says USDC has about 11.4 billion split between 7 banks. Now, I don't know where they're getting this information. It looks like from their website. A lot of it probably held in reserves or treasuries. They say 2 were Silicon Valley Bank and SI Bank. BNY Mellon likely holds the majority of their assets because it's the safest. So they're saying if there was 20% in SVB and the haircut on SVB is 92%, being aggressive, then backing of USDC is cut by 182 million. So they're basically saying, hey, there's a lot of money that's not even in the banks, and then split between all the banks. Even if Silicon Valley Bank goes down, right, they still have the majority of their deposits. It's just that they are short a bit, so they're gonna get most of their money back. So they're saying that it's maybe not that big of a deal. However, we know that there's a lot of liquidity issues in crypto these days, and no one is really willing to sit around and see if USDC or Circle actually has the money, especially with the crackdowns happening recently in crypto. There's been some question over whether USDC will be one of the next companies or Circle will be one of the next companies that the government goes after, which could be pretty sticky. If this is happening at the same time that there's a crackdown, could send the price down even more. Now, I don't think this is going to necessarily go down like UST, where it goes down to a couple cents, right? Because it's not an algorithmic stablecoin. They have the majority of the money backing it up, or if not all of the money. They probably have all the money, but it's just illiquid at this point because it is in treasuries. And there's not just Circle that's having this issue. Like we said earlier today, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of companies and individuals that have money at Silicon Valley Bank. For example, Roku is tumbling in after-hours trading, saying that they had 26% of their cash and cash equivalents held at Silicon Valley Bank, and they do not know to what extent the company will be able to recover their cash. Now, Roku fell just a couple percent on this news that they had 26% of their cash there. It sounds like they won't be able to get the majority of that cash back anytime soon. Maybe after the FDIC cycles through everything, they can get some of their cash back, but that could take a while. So there's just a lot of fear, especially in USDC right now. Now, Elon Musk posted this: crypto is a scam, keep money in banks, or banks are a scam, keep money in crypto. Just pretty much saying exactly what everyone is thinking right now. Now, someone said to Elon Musk that he thinks that Twitter should buy Silicon Valley Bank and become a digital bank. Now, Elon Musk has said before that he wants to create an all-in-one app with payments on Twitter, calling it the X app, I believe it was. And he said he's open to the idea of doing this. Now, I think this wouldn't be as hard as most people think, because the market cap is pretty small for Silicon Valley Bank right now. And it sounds like the amount of cash that they need to come up with is pretty small. They're looking for people to buy them out, or they're looking for loans. And I think Elon could probably have a cash infusion. He might have to sell something, maybe some Tesla stock. Maybe he has a couple $1 billion sitting around, but maybe he could buy them for, maybe not pennies on the dollar, but buy them at a nice discount and then be able to integrate them into Twitter. Now, we'll have to see how that works out, if that's his next purchase, but it's pretty interesting. Now, going back to USDC, I do want to say certain websites and certain apps aren't showing USDC trading at a discount. For example, on TradingView, it says it's 0.99932 versus the US dollar. So basically saying it's at peg. When I looked on Binance, it was also right around $1. So I think it depends on what platform you're on and what website you're on if there's a discount. Either way, though, there's been a lot of money flowing out of this stablecoin. I personally would not keep any money in it. And I actually think this may be part of the reason that a lot of cryptos are going up, because some people outside of the US don't have the kind of flexibility that we have here, which is basically, hey, if you have like a sizable amount of stablecoin, but not a huge amount, you can withdraw $15,000 a day on Binance, depending on if you've upped it, maybe $5,000 a day right at the beginning. You could sell that and just withdraw it to your bank account. But if you have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, it can be pretty difficult to move that around. So I think a lot of people took their USDC and either converted it to Tether or started buying up some of these crypto prices, some of these cryptos, and then causing the prices to go up. For example, Bitcoin's up 2% here today on one of the worst days in the market in a long time, and so much fear everywhere in the market. It's up 2%. Ethereum up 2%. Polygon up 6.5%. So kind of crazy. I think there is some money floating around, like I said, moving into some of these different cryptos. And it would make sense, right? If USDC loses a couple $1 billion in market cap, that can push up the rest of the market pretty drastically if that money's just flowing into these cryptos. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, especially if you watch the other videos today. I know I've been posting a lot, but there's been so much happening. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.